All right, so push-up mechanics. This is one of my favorite ones to go over because a lot of people that are in the gym, sadly, they're just doing push-ups incorrectly. Men and women, both aside, I see it all over the place. There's so much internal rotation and nasty stuff going up the shoulder, and really what they're trying to do push-ups for is you want to get that pec muscle working, right? You want that chest, and the way they're doing it really is not firing their pec muscle to get that chest nice and strong like they would want it to anyway. So we're gonna go over the push-up and what we wanna ideally see when you're doing a push-up. So I'm gonna start off in the front, and again, what you guys wanna see when a push-up is coming, and again, no shrugging, right? So when I'm coming in, no shrugging, and your elbows, this is one of the biggest things that I see, your elbows don't wanna be up here, guys. So when I'm in a push-up position, and I'll show you when I get down there in a second, you don't wanna see your elbows coming in or up like this. We don't wanna see this, and then you start to overcompensate for that fault. So what we want to see with the shoulders or with the elbows specifically is we want to see them coming down what I like to call 45-degree angles. So if this is 90, we want to be down here at 45. And these are fine too. If you want to get a little more tricep in there, that's where you go a little bit more close to the rib cage. Ideal shoulder push-up position and elbow position is going to be here. So again, and when you're coming down, no shrugging at the shoulder, nice and relaxed. So a little exercise that I like to do is have somebody, I want you to take your hands out right here and basically just come 90 degrees. And I want you to come down, come back with that shoulder, come back with that elbow. And I want you just to assess what it feels like at your shoulder, right? So me, I feel a little bit more tension. Sometimes I like to place my hand over it, just put a little more focus on it. But I feel a little more tension in my shoulders personally. And definitely as you raise up, you feel a lot more tension as you're pressing. If you are now bringing those elbows to a 45-degree angle, do the same thing and assess. Boom, a lot more relaxed. There's no tension in my shoulder. Nice and free flowing, it feels good. So this is where we want to be at. Again, when you're coming up here, you're doing all kinds of crappy stuff with the rotator cuff and you're putting muscle or you're putting stress on those ligaments that we don't want to have stressed out in that position. So from the side, where you guys can see. So if I'm in a push-up position again, ideal push-up here, everything's neutral, core is braced, breath going, boom, and down, right? Okay? Shoulders are nice and depressed, right? Driving through that chest. So that's ideal. Faults, we're gonna see them. I'm gonna do elbows out and you'll see my shoulders start to, boom, protract. Boom, protract. And again, guys, that's not getting chest. That's getting a lot more shoulders and really putting on passive tissues that we don't want. And so one other thing that you'll see when people are coming down is their position when they're coming down to the ground. So what I say is wherever you have your hands, and I have my hands a little bit wider than my shoulders, what you want to see is your sternum. If there's an imaginary line right between your hands, you want to see your sternum coming down on that line. Okay, a lot of people have their shoulders coming down to that line, and that's what we don't want. That's when you get that compensation. So I'm going to do the proper one, sternum coming down right to that line between my hands. Boom, right to that line between my hands. Boom, okay? And I'm going to go through now. I'll also see shoulders coming down right to that line, but shoulders coming down right to that line to my hands. Not ideal. And again, guys, if you guys are working that chest and want to work that chest, proper push-ups are going to be the best way or a great way to do that. And it's good for the shoulders, good for all around. If you're in the hotel or whatever you're on vacation, jumping out some push-ups properly are awesome every single day if you want to do them. So that's push-up mechanics.